Upon visiting Yad Vashem yesterday, I found myself in thought, observing, not being able to examine enough of the material, and reflecting as to what its implications were, thinking about responses, but again, no real answer. For there is no answer to the age-old question, why do the righteous suffer? And the question, if the Jews are God's chosen people, why would there be a Holocaust? Why would there? Why would there be a destruction of the temple? Why would there be pogroms? Christianity's answer and the Muslim answer is that God has exchanged us for other peoples. Of course, they were instrumental in that change. They had the numbers, they had the guns. We were outnumbered, outgunned, surrounded, a minority in a hostile majority. A self-fulfilling prophecy. But nonetheless, all of this begs reflection. So I'd like to reflect upon my visit after about 48 years. My first visit to Yad Vashem, and my second visit, then it was when I was almost 18, this visit before my 66th secular birthday, which incidentally is tomorrow. My reflections in that time and what has happened with the knowledge of the Holocaust and what is being done with it. Yad Vashem then was much smaller. Yad Vashem had very few artifacts, photographs, descriptions of ghetto and life in the extermination camps. The picture of the Holocaust was general, painful. The memories were raw because there was an entire generation of people with numbers on their forearm that I can remember. I can remember still the way one of the Balei Tefillah would lead the services, and when he would mention those who passed through fire, L'man boi vo'esh, those who passed through fire, and how he would cry. Those memories are fading now because there are very few Holocaust survivors today. Only children like myself, and grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. The question begs itself as to whether there is a need, whether the Holocaust literature is self-serving, an industry unto itself, propaganda. Also required is to reflect and try to respond to the Holocaust. And then, is there an answer? That I'll tackle first. There is no answer as to why there was a Holocaust. There's no answer why someone suffers. There's no answer why people have to struggle. There's no answer why there are people in this world who go without food and go hungry. There is only a response. There's only the determined efforts by people of means and peoples of thought, determined to see to it to wipe out hunger, to wipe out disease, to wipe out pain and suffering. These efforts are commendable, and these efforts have to be international in scope and far beyond the abilities of one little rabbi in a tiny little synagogue. Nonetheless, there have to be responses for everyone, for the suffering of people, the suffering of large groups of people, the pain of people, and the pain of the Holocaust. The Holocaust is the result of many years of persecution and ideological propaganda, hatred, and it can be categorized in many different ways. But the Holocaust was directed by an unseen hand. The Jews of Europe, especially Central Europe, seemed to be locked into a place with no escape, and all those who could escape escaped beforehand, and those who were left to what took place. And try as they might, the results were preordained. The emergence of a Nazi party, can't say was inevitable. There's nothing inevitable among humankind. But there are streams of people who hate other people, and you can't help that. That's the condition of many human beings. When they fail, they blame other people for their failures. They don't run up to their failures. They always find someone else as their cause. Hitler might have been a two-bit criminal. He might not have been a coward. But his cowardice is in one area which has to strike at the heart of Nazism and anti-Semitism. Germany lost both world wars, and the second one, despite having Nazism and having the goal of eradicating Jewish people and a determined leader not to let it fail, with an industrial base that was second to none. Nazism lost. Germany lost 2 world wars. They didn't lose it because other people undermined it. There were no Quislings that undermined the German people. The German people lost both wars. In life, there are winners and losers. Those who are true losers brood about their loss, and they blame others for it. Those who are winners in society pick themselves up, take what they can from the lessons that they might have learned, and go on with their lives.